And so the trick about putting studs in is to double nut. Hey, what's going on? It's been quite a while since I've had an update on the Stagea for you guys. And so what I wanted to do is go through some of the new parts that I've accumulated for the new turbo setup. So really the biggest reason for the change was I was kind of looking at what I was spending on different bits and pieces, and I kind of saw the eBay turbo kit as, yeah, probably would have been okay, but I just thought may as well spend the money once, get it done properly, have, you know, good quality brand name parts. You know, not saying eBay stuff isn't good, but I just wanted something that I know is going to be reliable and I'm not going to have any problems with for this project sort of thing. So the other thing you may notice is we've moved into a place with a fair bit more space, a little bit more storage, a little bit more space to work on the car, and a little bit more easy to get under the car and all that sort of stuff. So all right, let's go look at some of these parts. So there it is. Hypergear ATR43 ball bearing turbo. So because of this turbo smaller frame, it fits on a stock low mount manifold perfectly, or almost perfectly. The only difference is it needs a 10mm spacer to push the housing away from the motor, I think. So that's cool, that came with it. So here's the manifold as well. So it's a standard low mount manifold that's been modified for an external wastegate. It's been ported out a little bit on the inside as well, which is nice. And so yeah, had already picked up the wastegate and had this V-band clamp welded on there. And so yeah, obviously external wastegate is pretty cool as well. Proper Turbosmart Hypergate this time. Nice and shiny. So that should be cool. Have a little screamer pipe coming off there as well. That'd be nice. So yeah, I mean, that bad boy will sit on there, spacer will sit on there, turbo on there, and that all in the car. So the first thing I want to do is get these extended studs in, just to be able to space the turbo away a little bit more. Just go straight in pretty easy. And so the trick about putting studs in is to double nut. I'll say that again, the trick to putting studs in is to double nut. And it's exactly what you're thinking, not anything else. So you put one nut on top of the other. And so when you try to turn this one, it obviously can't turn this one at the same time, so it actually ends up turning the whole stud. So that'll end up driving it all in properly, because you can't turn this by hand enough to get it in. So let's go ahead and double nut. So there we go, all 4 extended length studs. I think these are about 70mm, and the standard ones came in at something like 40 or 45mm. So, I mean, this is the only ones that I could get locally at pretty short notice, and they worked out pretty cheap, so I'm not too fussed if they stick up a little bit. And look, if it's bad, I'll just I can always nip the tip off them. So yeah, that's in there. I don't have any gaskets, so I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of mock everything up, make sure it sits properly, and then I'll run out and get some gaskets this week. Yeah, alright, let's get the spacer and turbo on and see how that looks. So, yep, it does look like you're going to need to cut down 2 of the studs. Yeah, you can see this down here, this one. It's annoying, but it is what it is. That's alright. Alright, well, we know what we have to do. Just gonna put some nuts on finger tight, so I can continue working out my clearances on the actual car. Let's mock everything up. Holy shit, that looks big on a stock manifold. Alright, let's go ahead and get the gate sitting on there. The other half in that one. And then clamp it onto the top. Something like that. And then use a there's a little bolt in the kit to stick it together. And that should be it, I think. Might just remove the strut brace. Car's not going anywhere for a while. It's just in the way. Alright, let's try this. Alright, so it looks like I have to pull everything off and put everything on one at a time because the turbo's too big to fit down here and the gate fails on the ABS, so we'll pull it off and start again. Step 1, manifold. Well, I'm going to hold a ring here. That's going to be a really interesting spot there. Fits perfectly against the ABS line. Questionable, but if it works, it works. The other thing too is once it's all bolted properly, it's going to be sitting up like there. Cool. Okay, so since the gate won't fit, well the gate kind of fits, but I might see if I can move some of these lines a little bit. See if I can get the turbo on. I think these studs stick out too far that I can't squeeze the turbo in that gap to get on the studs, so we'll give it a go, have a look. Whew, a bit close. Come on. Dust. Oh shit. Well, there you go. Cool, so it clears on the chassis, which is good. But you can see why I need the 10mm spacer in the middle there, because the compressor housing actually hits the manifold. Stupid big turbo. Alright, that's good to know I can at least fit the turbo on with those studs, that's good. So yeah, I reckon it'll fit on pretty easily without too much messing around. I just know I have to cut one of these studs a little bit shorter for the turbo to be able to mount to it properly. And got to figure out something with these lines here. Just move them out of the way of where the wastegate's going to sit. Fits, but it's dust. It's still going to be too hard to actually get a nut on there, so I might cut a little bit more off. At least this manifold's easy to get bolts out of. So I found out that this line here, going across there, that's just, it's the fuel, it's like a fuel vapor breather thing. It normally runs up to the charcoal canister that should be up here, but there hasn't been one in this car since I've owned it. So just kind of, they tee together and go into a little fitting that breathes to atmosphere. So it's not the best setup now anyway. So what I'm going to do is pull this up out of the way, cut it somewhere up here and run it down under the car, which will move this out of the way for the wastegate, like we found out. Okay, well that's how you cut yourself. Oh shit. So that's where I'm going to call it for today. That really hurt, and I'm just kind of up to a point where I can't do much more anyway. So the next step is the oil and coolant lines for the turbo, and that is going to be using AN lines and fittings, which is something I've never touched before. A good mate of mine, Dean, is going to come around. He knows everything about braided lines, braided fittings, all that sort of stuff. He's going to kill me for saying that. He's going to take me shopping, show me what I need to get and how to put it all together and all that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm up to so far. We've gone through the new parts, make sure that it all fits together, and it does now with a bit of tweaking, which is cool. And yeah, it's just about halfway through the process. So yeah, next video we'll pick it up from here, and we'll just keep pressing on. So thanks for watching, guys. As usual, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, all that sort of stuff, and we'll catch you next time. So that's where I'm